Yu Yu Hakusho. Spoiler free, spoiler free. Okay, I do enjoy the anime series. I watched it way back when. I've rewatched it on Hulu a few years back. I do enjoy it. I have my gripes with it. I feel like a majority of the seasons are tournaments, which I'm not a fan of. I do like the tournaments, but like for every season, it's like, come on, dude, give me something different. And then the live action adaptation comes out, and they do away with these tournaments. They go straight into, they do like 3 seasons in 5 episodes.
It's because they're listening, man. Somebody's listening to you.
It's highly condensed. It's very, very sped up. I want to say towards the end of the live version, it feels rushed. It feels very rushed. But I still found enjoyment in it. I'm not gonna lie. The first couple episodes were kind of slow. They were building the story. There's a lot of story to build with Yu Yu Hakusho. And the best way I can put it, it's Japan. It's just Japan doing what Japan does, and they got to set up, this guy's alive, there's demons, he's got to learn, it's a lot going on. And they kind of take their time telling and setting up the pillars, and then they decide to rush everything. And for me, as just trying to watch this as it is, just as a show on Netflix, I don't know if I would have watched past episode 2. It was very slow, dude. There goes Minarm.
Yeah, I was about to say Minarm got some words to say.
Sure does. Once you get past episode 2, it's like, okay, they're kicking it off. They got the Sailor Scout versus the Ninja guy. They had Super Shredder fighting off against Three Eyes. And and unfortunately, because they're so quick and condensed, these characters are background characters. They don't mean anything. They're supposed to be these top guys, henchmen, but they're just guys to fight. They just turn out to be a couple nobodies. And I'm just about to eat my words here. In the tournament, at least it builds up these characters. It builds up, it shows you how strong they were comparably to the beginning, and they work their way up.
Yep.
So it does feel very rushed. It does feel very like, whoa, that doesn't make sense.
Right.
And I'm just trying to watch it. I'm trying not to compare it to the anime series. But again, I found it enjoyable, but it's still like a few things that just didn't make sense to me.
Wait, hold. You told me 10 out of 10, best Netflix adaptation to date, better than One Piece.
I was trolling.
I got the proof, baby.
Ooh. Oh yeah, I was trolling. Minarm hardcore, dude.
Minarm is mad.
Go ahead, Minarm. What would you think about it?
So, I've only maybe seen like 1 or 2 like episodes of the anime back in the day. So, not my thing. Couldn't get into it. Just one of those things. Could never get into it. Well, I was gonna give this a 2-3 episode rule, of course, and saw it on Netflix. I'm like, hell yeah! So here we go. Popped in first episode. I made it like I told BogusBird. I sent him a text while I was watching it. I got about 15 minutes in. The first 10 minutes, I was done. It is so
10 minutes.
Yes, but I was at the 15-minute marker when I was texting him. I'm like, dude, the show is too slow. Well, I shouldn't say too slow. There's too much stuff going on at once.
Mm-hmm.
It's like too much information they're trying to give to you with no.
It's overwhelming.
Yes, with no explanation really, and it's overwhelming, and it's just like, what am I watching? I finished the first episode. I will not be watching the second episode. I almost fell asleep.
Damn.
I was bored out of my mind. It was so confusing, and it was not appealing to me. And like BogusBird said, if you're not caught up on the anime and stuff like that, you could probably see where someone that just turns it on would probably lose interest real quick. 10 minutes. I was done in 10 minutes, but I forced myself to finish the episode.
Wow.
Okay.
And just for reference, you did the same thing with One Piece, the anime, right? Like you went into it blind. For the anime, you were not familiar with the show. You jumped straight into the live adaptation and highly enjoyed that.
Yes.
Just for reference.
One Piece, honestly, I've never seen a single episode. I've caught like snippets here and there, but I've never seen an episode at all in my life.
Gotcha.
Jumped into One
Okay.
Piece thinking, oh my God, it's going to be the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was great.
Mhm.
Okay.
But I can't watch the anime, though.
All right, quick little side note. I don't know if you heard, Netflix is going to make, I guess, a new One Piece anime. So hopefully, it should be like a condensed down version of the anime. So hopefully, kind of like Dragon
I was
Ball
going to say
Kai
Dragon Ball
did to
Kai.
Dragon Ball Z. Yeah. So maybe if you want to give that one a shot as the anime, maybe it can hit a little bit better. But if not, and I'm not talking to you, Minar, I'm not talking to you, BB. I know you are pretty set on hating One Piece, but as a listener, if you're not into it yet, it might be a good time to jump in with the Netflix adaptation. But with that being said, back to YuYu Hakusho. I definitely can see what you're talking about, Minarum. Being overwhelmed. I've read through the manga a couple times. I've watched the series probably more than I can count on my fingers now. It's a great series. It's one of my favorites.
Does it count? Or actually, I mean, you can't count bros, so.
That's what I'm saying.
How does that work?
Look. 1, 2, 4, 9,
Pick number 3, my lord.
7. No, but like I've seen it a lot. I've read it a few times, and the reason I was able to keep up so much was, like you said, I'm a thorough watcher. I've read it. I know what's going on. I know what's supposed to happen, and like I know when they're making references to, or when they're trying to explain something with, they don't really do a good job of explaining. I'm able to keep up because I'm familiar with it. But if I were to come in new, I wouldn't know what's going on.
Right.
Like he randomly, he turns into a ghost. Okay, cool. Now there's this
Spoiler free.
Oh yeah, I was about to say. I'm gonna keep that for later. I can definitely see where you're coming from. As a newcomer, I can definitely see why you would want to stop at episode 1. I almost wanted to stop at episode 1.
My brother.
Guns, your thoughts?
Okay, so I also agree with you guys. It felt rushed because I also seen the anime quite a few times, more than I can count on my hands.
Oh, you can't count either, bro.
Damn. But on a good note, I would say the action was actually pretty decent for me, at least.
Yeah, I did like that too.
I felt like, for some reason, I felt most of the actors know parkour because they're like jumping off the walls.
Yeah.
The accuracy for the characters was a lot better than I thought initially, like how they look. The only one I didn't like, if anything, was still Kuwabara and Hiei. Kurama was a lot better than I thought he was going to be. And basically, you guys already explained everything else on the spoiler-free version. But I just had to add that just because I didn't want to give it a full 100% like thumbs down.
I'm going to disagree on one thing. Kuwabara, that's my boy. That's my favorite character. They ruined him. That dude is way too pretty. His pompadour was like tiny. And like part of his charm is the guy's not good looking, but he's like got his those moments.
He's a gentleman kind of.
Yeah, you just kind of like his character. And
that's why I said I couldn't agree with Kuwabara or Hiei, man.
Yeah, he was just way too pretty. And that third eye looked funky. Like there's no way. I don't know if it's just unnatural looking, but a third eye there, just no matter how many times that they tried in other sources, it just looks weird to me.